Story Chat with John Fornoff, the art and passion of storytelling. Here's your host, Brian Bullabush.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Story Chat, our little corner of the internet where we hope to inspire and teach you guys about the art and passion of storytelling. How you doing, John? How's life?
Doing very well. Thank you.
Doing very well.
Very, very well. Yes. It's sort of like my therapy session here when you ask how I'm doing. It's like I've got to think deeply, but it's good. It's good.
Am I doing
And I realize
well?
it's not about. Yes, it realize this show is not about how is John doing, but it gets me going. So thank you.
It's true.
Very blessed.
Any projects you got coming up?
Lots of projects coming up. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but I will tell you it's connected with my background. And not my background on my resume, but my background on my background. This background right here. Okay.
See, our podcast peeps will have to check out our YouTube page so you can actually see what John's talking about.
So I'm gonna describe it. I'm in downtown Burbank on Magnolia at Hollywood Way. All right, and this is the Porto's Bakery place. But you don't see. Okay, this is a wonderful bakery. But okay, this is the one I want to point out. Right here, if you look, can you see that? What it says?
Yeah.
Studios.
I can't read it what it says.
Okay, it says Kappa Studios, Kappa Kappa Studios. So that's right there on the corner. So I figured this would be a fun place to do. Kappa Studios decided, was it 5 or 6 years ago, to go all faith-based projects. Okay?
Oh.
So there were like prominent studio. They decided, hey, go.
Oh, sorry, we're losing you. We're losing you.
They've been. Okay.
Sorry. We lost you for a second. All faith-based.
Okay. Sorry. Oh yeah. So they decided to do all faith-based projects, and one of the ones they're doing is The Chosen. So right here is where The Chosen is produced, where they do the post-production. They've done a lot of Kendrick Brothers films. They did.
That's cool.
God's Not Dead. They do a lot of faith-based films are produced right here in this studio, and I'm right across the street from them, and I'm getting to meet these wonderful people there.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives the nature of your project coming up. But that kind of segues into a rather topical discussion. What's the deadline like for that? What do you got? What do? What do when?
So here's a little inside baseball for you guys. Okay, so usually we don't know the topic until the end of the show. It's like, wow, that was a great show on blank. We figure out the title at the end. This one, we figure out the title at the beginning, and you nicely segued. And I'm sorry to point at the stitches in the
looking behind the curtain.
Yeah, that's right. But this is how to write on a deadline. I wanted to share this with you because it's so important as you get to be a professional writer. How do you write on a deadline? What do you do when you're facing that deadline of like, oh no, I've got to have this done. How can I do this? And I'm going to give you some tips and tricks that will help you to write on a deadline, because part of excellence, I have learned this. Part of excellence, sometimes we talk about excellence and perfection, right? So we think about, we got to be perfect. It's got to be just right. It's got to be excellent. Okay. Guess what? That's not your job. Perfect is God's job. God does perfect. We do excellent. So we give it our very best, but part of excellence is getting it done on time. That is one of the components. Some people throw that out. Oh, no. I'll just go as long as I can and be the artist and do my thing and all this. Okay, that's wonderful.
Sorry, we're losing you.
Doing it with excellence.
I'm sorry, we're losing you again.
I'm going to try something. No, it's okay. I'm going to try something. So, oh man, I hate for you to have
this interlude brought to you by technical difficulties.
Hold on, I'm going to switch to a different server. So, part of excellence is making sure you hit your deadlines. And when you can do that, when you put out a great product and you do it on time, great stories, great articles, whatever you're doing, and you develop that reputation of hitting a deadline, you become the go-to person. All right. So that's part of, and I've got.
So it's a staple of reliability.
Yes, it is so important. And some people even put that above the quality of writing, but I never advocate for that. But it is that's how important it is to hit those deadlines. Some people would rather get something good on a solid deadline. We know it can depend on this person than something excellent that might take oh, I didn't get around to it this week, maybe in a week or two. It's like, no, that's just not. No, when you're working for a TV show, you've got to work on a deadline. Work on movies a little bit looser, but still there are deadlines. And the way I learned this is so fun. It's like, you you look back on your life and you'll see how God has been training you for what you're supposed to do. So this just occurred to me like a couple weeks ago. Oh, God set me up for this. I used to be a news producer. So I used to work for a Fox station, one of the first Fox stations in Mobile, Alabama. It was Channel 15, WPMI.
I didn't know that. You learn something new every day.
There you go. They're launching the very first the very first Fox station in this region, of course. And they're launching a brand new news show. And I started as a vegetable reporter. Okay. And that was
VeggieTales or something like that?
Well, not quite. That was far advanced. We're talking the dark side of vegetables, the scandals and the intrigue of okra and green beans and stuff like that.
The cucumber has a drinking problem or something like that.
That's exactly right. The dark side, yes. Espionage, the whole thing. Oh, so but I had a lot of fun. I as you know, I can't do anything normal. I've got to do something crazy. So I did some crazy. I did a show on okra, which was not Oprah. I worked on okra, not just make sure it's clear for everybody. I worked on the okra show.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing!
And it was I did it as a grade B horror movie, and it was just a lot of fun. But anyway, I digress. When I was working for this TV show, this TV news show, I actually got promoted. I skipped fruits and went right to news producer. And as a producer, whatever but anchor cannot speak without my words going in his mouth. Okay, he's got to have a teleprompter, right? So he looks good, he looks really handsome with his hair, and he doesn't say anything unless I put it in his mouth. Okay, so anyways, I'm writing the words, right? And I get there about, I forget what it was. I think it was 11 o'clock at night, 10, 11, like that, something like that. And I would work all the way through writing news, right? And I had to write on a deadline, and I had to have it ready by 5:20, whatever it was, so we could get on the air at 5:30 with Alan Lyle was his name. He had to read it, right? And if I didn't do it,
that's AM or PM?
That's AM. And so if I didn't hit my deadline, there was no news to report. He would just go up there and go, "Oh, well, John didn't give me anything to say today, so I'm just like following here." So anyway,
stare at the camera
on live
awkwardly.
TV, right? So I learned to write on a deadline. It was so helpful because I want to write excellent, but I've got to get it within my time frame. So that was great training for when I work on deadlines now. So how does this apply to you as you're writing on a deadline? As a client, like says, "Hey, we got to have it done by this time." All right. Here's a couple tricks I do that will hopefully help you. Remember the 10 beats? The 10 beats I showed, like the 10 beats of a story. You start with the opening image, and then you cross inciting incident, crossing threshold, 10 beats, and all that.
And if you have no idea what we're talking about, I'll encourage our listener to join us for the Art of the Start next week, because John will be going through those 10 steps then. And it's a free seminar.
Very good.
Email us at storychatwithjohn@gmail.com. I gotta plug that in there. We'll talk a little bit more about that at the end. But if you have no idea the story beats that he's talking about here, he's just going to glaze over them. Please join us for that free seminar next week.
Yes, it's coming up. I can't wait to tell you about it. And like I said, our listener, as in singular, but that's okay.
Well,
I know we have more than
that's not what I meant, John.
That's okay. It's all right. It's a metaphorical thing. Actually, I want to tell you guys, thank you for tuning in, because we do this. We love to just impart anything we can do to help you. And we're getting some notes back from you all, and it means a lot to us, because we love just it's just a blast. It really is. Just pour it into you guys. So thank you for being there, and it's cool to see. So anyway, writing a deadline. Here we go. So what I do is take those 10 beats, all right, and let's say I've got to write 60 pages. All right, I got to write 60 pages. So what I'll do is I'll take those 10 beats and I'll say, okay, beat number 1, 12 pages. Beat number 2, 24 pages. Beat number 3, 36 pages. And I'm bad at math, so I'm not going to go any further. But anyway, no,
that's fair. You're a writer, not a mathematician. I don't expect you to be good with it.
I'm math it all out. So I take my 60 and divide it by 10. And then I say, okay, by beat 1, I got to have beat 1 and 12 pages. Beat 2. Okay, now next step is, let's say I've got 10 hours to write this. All right. So I'll map out beat 1. I've got to have this done by this time. So I'll divide my time up. I've got 10 hours. I'll divide it up. Okay, beat 1, I got to have done in 1 hour. Beat 2, 1 hour. So I'll put by 10 o'clock, I got it here. 11 o'clock here. By 12 o'clock. Also, very important. It's a really important point. The halfway point between, the start and the end. Mark that, because that's a celebration point. Hey, I'm halfway there.
Have a pizza party then.
Yeah, well, don't make it too long a pizza party, okay? Because you got to get back to writing. Okay?
Yeah. So, you got a deadline.
Sometimes I'll take breaks and it'll be a little too long. Don't do that, because you want to keep your momentum up. So so that's going to help you. It's like divide your time up. Put the page count on there. Like, I want to hit this page by a certain time, and then put your time stamp on there. I want to do it by, and that'll pace yourself. And that way you're looking at the clock, you're watching. And also, here's what you'll do too. This is so cool. As you're doing it, you'll say, hey, it looks like I'm doing about 5-6 pages an hour. Okay, so that's good. Can I beat that? Or am I going to just hit? So you kind of pace yourself like, oh, it looks like I'm doing, oh, look, I'm picking up speed here. I'm doing it like 4 pages an hour. Yep. So there's different, what you're doing is you're putting gauges on your dashboard so that you can get where you need to go and hit your deadline. So that's something that's really helpful.
That kind of brings forward how important your outline actually is, because if you don't have that outline, you're not going to be able to properly space your timing out.
That is a very good point. That's a very good point.
Because you're just not going to be able to divide and conquer your time as effectively if you don't have that outline, because then you'll be stuck there thinking with this scene of, oh, where am I going to go from here? I've written myself into a corner. 5 hours later, you haven't written any more. So I think that speaks to the power that your outline actually has into writing a good story.
That's exactly right. It's the way I like to write. Now, some people don't like outlines, and it's okay. Just plop it on the page. Somewhere along the line, you do have to go to organize. So I'm going to show you another tool I use. I just thought of it. Like, oh, I want to share this with you guys. So I can share screen, correct?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. It says host disabled participant.
What? I didn't do that. What's wrong with me? Oh, I am mean, apparently.
Well, you're just having one of those days. I understand.
Okay. Share screen.
Okay.
Oh, go for it.
Okay, good. I'm sharing screen now. Okay, cool. I'm going to pop this up, and I'm going to show you something. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to show you something that's going to help you. This is called Tom's Planner. You can pick out, it's a Gantt chart, okay? And it'll show you how to organize projects and how to get several projects done at once. So this is like, I showed you how to do things right on a deadline, like write one project, and how you divide it up, time stamp it, and pace yourself. And you might want to you can give yourself little rewards. Be careful if you make it a food reward, because you can get very fat very easily, okay? All right.
I get 1 spoon of ice cream halfway through Act 1.
There you go. And sometimes I'll take a break. I'll just take a walk. A walk really helps refresh me no matter what time. Now I'm showing you something else. This is as...
Uh-oh. Lost you again. Hold on. You froze. Okay. So I'm sorry. I'm interrupted. Lost you for a second. So start that up again. Go for it.
Okay, no problem. So what I'm going to show you now is, this is so fun. There's something else I'm going to share at the very end, but I want to share this with you real quick. This cool tool, and it's called tomsplanner.com. And I'm not making any money off this, just to let you know. I'm just saying, this is cool. What is it? It's very intuitive. It's a Gantt chart. If you work with Gantt charts, but it's very intuitive, very easy to use, and that's what I like. There's stuff out there. I think Microsoft has their project management software, which is amazing. But here's the manual. It's like, and you have to take several courses to learn how to do. I don't want all that. Give me something I can jump on. It's intuitive. I know how to do it, and I do it. That kind of thing. So here, I'll show you what I do. So here's, let's say, give me a project you want to write on. Let's say screenplay. Okay, you're doing a screenplay, and then you do it. Okay, so now I'm going to start in the screenplay, say on the 27th here. I'm going to start on, say I'm going to start on the 17th, okay? And I want to have the screenplay done into a couple weeks on the 28th, okay? So now what happens is, I see my little Gantt chart here, and you can make different colors, because that's a boring color, gray. We'll just make it red or whatever. Okay, so now we go to the next
bright
one.
Red.
Yeah, there you go. So for all our listeners, they're totally lost. It's a Gantt chart. There you go. It's as exciting as it gets. Okay, and then next we have an audio drama, whatever it is. Now let's say a client calls you up and says, "Hey, I gotta have this audio drama done by end of October. Can you do that?" and you look on your Gantt chart. They say, I need to have it done by first week in September. So you look at your schedule and you say, well, I'm looking, you know what? I would love to help you. Or you always say yes to a client. Always say, yes, I would love to do that, but, okay? If never say no, you say yes, but. Okay? Or yes, and.
Yeah,
okay?
very political
It's always
way to
yes.
do that.
Okay, so you never say no, I can't do it. You say, yes, I would love to do that, but I've got a little challenge here. The challenge is I've already got something going on, but I can devote my full attention to it. If we scoot it ahead a week, can we do that? And they'll say yes or no. If they say no, then sorry, you can only do so much in so much time. And don't go for, so what you do, you look at your Gantt chart there. So I'm looking at audio drama. You know what? I can do that I can start mid-October, and I'm going to put mid-October here. I'm going to start on the 17th. And you know what? I can finish it. I'm going to take my Gantt chart and I'm going to scoot it. I can do it. I can have it done by the 26th. Okay, so see what I'm doing here? I'm mapping out my schedule. I'm showing a very simplified view here, but this is how you handle multiple projects. You put them on the Gantt chart. You can see visually, I got so much time to do, and you devote your time well. You learn how to pace yourself. And that way, you're not getting overloaded. Because you don't want to get overloaded with you want to enjoy your work. So that's how you do multiple. So that's how you write on a deadline, how you do multiple projects at once. Okay.
But also, so I know some people who sometimes get so many things in various projects that they don't feel right saying no to a lot of work. So they kind of overload themselves. This is an easy way for you to go, okay, I realistically can't do this unless certain criteria are met. It allows you to not be a simple yes man for work. So
exactly, you got to be able to say no. And just a little tip: I never say to the client I can't. I always say yes, I can in mid-October. It's like
I think the only I can't.
It's a little.
I think the only I can't needs to be something like if there's a funeral or a family member dies or somebody's
even
wedding.
That one,
like,
I would say I would love to do it, but my dog died.
I
gotta bury my gerbil. It's whatever it is. What I did bury a gerbil once, but that's another story. We're gonna do some other time. Boy, talk about ADD. That's me. So anyway,
so I got a question for you when it comes to devotion and time management.
And then I'm gonna share something real fun after this too. For all you right brain people saying this is like logical and stuff. It will help you to make a business of what you do. Okay, so if you do it just for fun, that's great. For business, you need to be organized.
So you write 5 pages in that day. That's your deadline at the end of the day, and you're ready to move on tomorrow. And then you maybe have a little bit of extra time, so you kind of go back to those pages, and they're awful. The writing is terrible. I don't know if you've ever had that, because I think you're an awesome writer. What do you do then if you look back and it's not up to your par? It isn't excellent. What do you do? Do you redo your schedule, or do you move on, or how do you approach that particular situation?
2 ways to do it. One way is you can go back and rewrite that first part. I wouldn't do it that way. What I would do is keep writing. And what'll happen is there's something I'm passionate about. There's a scene. In fact, Pat Roy talks about this. He did this in the StoryChat. He talked about, you don't have to write in order. That's why I like to do it. But Pat says you don't have to do that. If you're bogging down at the beginning and you really are excited about scene 5, write scene 5. Go ahead, just write it down. Then go back and fill in. So that's what I'd say here. Don't go back and tweak. That's not the way I would do it. I want that forward momentum. It's like, you know what? Page 1's really sucky. Okay, sorry to use really bad language. That's the worst language I've ever used on StoryChat. So, okay, and that's as bad as it gets. So, okay, there you go.
The end. Now I got to put a PG-13 rating on this thing.
Right.
Thanks, John.
Okay. Great. Okay, so I got to have that momentum, because I don't want to get stuck in that, like, keep rewriting. So I move on to scene 2. It's like, okay, that was pretty bad, but you know what? And then all of a sudden, with scene 3, now this is fun. Oh, this is cool. And I keep writing. Now I'm done. There's that feeling of accomplishment. I've finished. Now let's go back and all the while you're doing this, by the way, subconsciously, you're working on scene 1.
Yeah, it's in the back of your head because it's haunting you at this point.
It's haunting you. Now, you're writing in scene 4, 5, and 6, but you're thinking back. Well, that's that bad word John said. It's really that way.
Yeah.
But you're working on subconsciously to come back to it. So hope that helps.
So what about the fun tool that you promised us a couple minutes ago?
Okay, well, I'm sorry, that was the fun tool.
Oh.
Tom's planner. Okay, but talk about an anticlimactic experience. We all just had our fun, but there's more fun to come. It's not a tool. True. It's actually an opportunity for you. And this is coming up. Like, it's coming up next Thursday. I know this is like, I don't know when this is going to be, podcast or whatever, but let me share my screen again. I'm going to show you something. I have something for you as a writer I want to give to you. And it's a gift because it's going to take a lot of my time, and it's okay. And Brian too, we're working together on this. I've got a seminar I want to give you, and it's called The Art of the Start. You might have heard about it. And it's helped a lot of people get started with their writing. So if you ever feel stuck or you feel discouraged about your writing, it's like, how do we even get started? I keep starting. It's like getting interrupted. It's like I start and then I get bogged down. It's like, or in the middle stuff getting stuck. This will help you. I'm going to give you something that's going to show you a roadmap, a solid roadmap to get from where you are to where you want to be. All right. It's free. It's a new seminar we're doing. It's brand new coming up. We're going to do it from a new, I'll go ahead and tell you, we're going to do it from a new film studio next week. And that's going to be really cool. And something else new. Am I sharing screen yet? I'm not sharing screen
not
yet.
Quite. Not yet.
And I've got something else brand new. So this is brand new. I just found this out just a little bit ago. But I was going to do it solo, but I'm going to be joined by best-selling author Robert Liparillo, who wrote The Dreamhouse Kings, wrote Christian thrillers. He didn't call them Christian. He calls them thrillers that happen to have a moral message to them. Amazing stuff. And all his films, all his projects are up for being made into films. You're about to see these soon. So he's going to be here. So it's going to be I'm so excited. I'm going to show it to you right now. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you what I'm going to give you here. Here we go. Share. I will. Did I mention it's free? It's free. It's new and guaranteed fun. Okay.
We always have a good time talking with people through this.
You will enjoy this. It's just, you'll get a lot out of it. And so it's how to face page 1. We're going to talk about the mindset to overcome fear. All right. We're going to talk about how to conquer writer's block. I'm going to share something. I don't get writer's block. It's like, why is that? Well, I'm going to share you why I don't get writer's block, because I'm going to show you some tools, okay, before it even starts. It's one of my favorite phrases, never prune a seedling. We're going to find out what that means and how to protect your new ideas. Your new ideas are just like a brand new little seedling coming up, how to protect them. You're going to discover, now we did this last week, a little preview of your 2 superpowers as a writer, but you actually have 9 superpowers. I'll share with you a couple there during Art of the Start. We're going to talk about the writer versus the editor. You have these voices in your head telling you different things, okay? And who to listen to first. It's very important. And the proper care and feeding of your creativity. This right here it'll give you the boost you need to get going, to get it on the page. And I'm going to give you, in addition to all that, this is like, that's about a $300 seminar right there, probably worth more than that. I'm going to give you bonuses. Bob Liparillo is coming in and do a mini seminar. Also, I'm going to give you the 4 vital questions that will take your writing to another level. And I'm going to give you first aid for your story. And what does this mean? After we're done with the seminar, we're done giving you all this information. Now we have a coffee break. We invite you. It's like we just get your coffee and let's talk. Ask me a question. Hit me like, hey, John, I'm having trouble with this. Hey, and I will coach you through that. And we've got like a 30-minute Q&A, and I can help you with that. So that's all coming to you. And here's the price. It's $500. All right. It's a $500 seminar, and I'm doing it for free. Okay. It's absolutely free.
Best price ever.
Woo is right. Woo is a great comment on that. Woo is right. $500. It's going to be free. What's the catch? Here's the catch. There is no catch. Okay. If there is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the free seminar. And if that helps you and gets you started in your writing, I'm fulfilled and you're fulfilled and we're excited. I'll shake hands. Go. write, because we need writers out there. If you want additional coaching, I'm going to offer you an opportunity to do that. And that's a whole other thing. Like this, that's a whole other really cool thing coming up. But if you don't want to do that, I'm okay with that. And by the way, if I don't want to like hook you into there's no pressure or whatever, because I don't want to pressure people. I'm a writer. I'm not a salesperson. So I want motivated writers. I want people that love to write and they enjoy writing. And I'll coach you. I'll take you where you want to go. And that's part of what I do. And I offer all free bonuses and all that. But let's say you just want Art of the Start. Go for it. This is your time. So it's next Thursday, September 29th at 5 p.m. Pacific. That's 6 p.m. Mountain. That's 7 p.m. Central. And that is 8 p.m. Eastern time. Okay.
Yes.
And I'm going to be coming to you from the brand new South Georgia Film Studios in Quitman, Georgia. It is amazing what they're doing there. They're launching a new 50,000 square foot movie studio. These are the production offices. Wait till you see the offices, Brian. It's amazing.
When the opportunity arises, I'd love to come down and visit and just kind of take a tour of the studio and meet some of the people there, because that just seems like an awesome experience as it is.
The whole town. We had a producer come to town about a month ago. I'm already calling it my town. But he said this whole town is like a movie set. The whole town is like it just feels like a movie. Like sometimes the whole every building is like it's historic. It's like this is pretty cool. So anyway, that's coming up. It's Art of the Start. You need to register. How do we get them to register? You'll need to register to get your free ticket. Can they go on the Facebook link or whatever?
Yes, I will post a Facebook link right after this thing goes live. Awesome. It's going to go on Facebook, and you can do that. If somehow you miss that, go ahead and email me at storychatwithjohn@gmail.com, and I can forward you that email link there. But that's with my schedule, that's going to be a little bit more unreliable. I'll try to stay on top of that, but please go to our Facebook page and check it out, because it will be there. So
yeah, and I apologize. We had meant to do this a little earlier. It did not work out schedule wise. I apologize, but this is for sure happening on September 29th. I'm excited. We're gonna have Bob LaRulla there. And it's free. It's free. It's like
it's just also fun to hang out. And if you've been to the story chats in the past, you're going to be getting some different information, but there are some of the same information, which is fine. But we always talk about different things, and just the conversation flows and ebbs via different directions. And you always have wonderful nuggets of wisdom that you never say the same thing basically every time. So it's just a little bit of it's a lot of variation really, and just your wisdom when it comes to writing and storytelling, because you've been doing this for what, 35 plus years, something like that.
Let's see, professionally since 1985. Yeah, that's when I started my.
Yeah, you're a pro. You're a professional. Yeah, definitely.
Or else I'm old. Okay. I don't feel old. I feel 25. I really do. I just really, I feel great. So anyway, well, blessings to you guys. I hope that helps you about writing on a deadline and how to handle multiple projects. And to get your writing going, if you're having trouble getting started, get Art of the Start. Go for it. Just take it and run with it. And you know what? Here's how you can pay me back. If you could just if you just take Art of the Start and you go for it and it helps you, just let me know. Hey, hey, John, this really helped me. I've had people do that, and it really means a lot. So that's how you can quote unquote pay me.
Quote unquote,
course, okay. Yeah. And that's going to be happening September 29th. So don't miss it. You want to sign up, and it goes quickly. So make sure you sign up. Okay. And that's it. Well, blessings. I'm talking to you from downtown Burbank, and this has been a lot of fun. And we've got more fun to come next Thursday. All right.
See you then.
See you then.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of StoryChat. If you want to hear more, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. If you have any questions for John or feedback on the show, please email us at storychatwithjohn@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.